Okay, we're live.
Oh, I'm on. Hello. And welcome to an impromptu Wednesday game of Curse of Strahd, because some of us have lives in the summer.
Who's that?
Some of us buy houses.
Oh, Hazel. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but also, it wasn't the house buying that got in the way.
No, it wasn't. But I just want to draw attention to the fact that you're going through a very exciting period in your life.
So I've managed to be a real adult, doing real adult things with real responsibilities. They're going to come crashing down around me in the next 6 months. Yes. In the general vibe of Curse of Strahd, my life is going to be a mess. And I'm going to cry and vomit just like Alexander.
I don't want to ruin your special day. But today, you have been invited by Strahd's Chamberlain Rahadin to dinner with Strahd. You had some business to finish at Argynvostolt. You returned the skull of the founder of the order, Argynvost, to the rest of its body, seemingly to no avail, and had a fight with the, I'd say, leader of the order, although he was an undead revenant. Vladimir bested him and took the second item that was foretold to help you in your quest to defeat Strahd, the amulet, or the holy symbol of Ravenkind. Is there anything that you lot would like to do before you head out of Argynvostolt?
I would like to draw attention to the fact the boys are on this scene.
Are they? Oh no! That's from a long time ago. Guess what? Bye, boys.
No.
Right, where's the generic
I
party
don't have
token?
anything on this scene. If that's
Sorry.
what I do.
Now the party token's on there. Does that make it better?
Yes, I can see it now. Thank you.
Yes, his Strahd's black carriage has pulled up and is waiting outside for you.
So we should probably figure out if we are going to leave any of these items here or drop them somewhere along the way. The book and the amulet we got from
Taking them with us would be very foolish, I think. But going to dinner with him is very foolish as well. We may be the dinner.
Oh, I can't. I'm having second thoughts about this, to be honest.
I'm going to waddle over to ride in at the carriage. It's like, would it be possible if we stopped somewhere on the way to the castle? Briefly.
Stopped where?
We just want to stop at Vallaki for a moment, potentially.
If you are not too long, I have already waited for you some time. It will take about 6 hours to get to the castle.
We should only be 5 minutes or so.
For obvious reasons. We should not, as in myself and the horses, the carriage, wait outside. We don't want to concern the people in Vallaki, but yes, if you are true to your word, I see no problem with this.
Okay, 1 moment, and I will waddle back to everyone else, and just go. He's happy to give us 5 minutes in Vallaki if we want to try and hide things in the church there.
How long has it been since I sent Graham off?
Oh, you just did it this morning, and it's still the morning.
Uh,
2
did-
hours.
Did we sleep? That's what I can't remember.
You. No, you slept
No.
because
No,
this
we did.
happened
We
in the
slept.
morning. You slept, and then you had a couple of fights.
Okay. So we said Graham did about 18 hours. So he's about 10 hours in.
You're going to overtake him. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Okay. Would
Oh
even
wait,
need to
yeah,
come
he
back here.
last night. Sorry. So yes, he will be there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we might be able to catch him, but if not, we'll just have to. That's fine. I just wanted to know what the logistics were.
Now, I haven't actually been to Vallaki. I don't know how likely it is they'll let me through the gates. But it seems like it could be the safest place to leave these items.
I don't know about Vallaki as a whole, but there are definitely places that we might be able to stow things away and people that we can hope to trust.
Do you not think his servant will realize why we are stopping there and we are effectively telling them we've hidden something?
They
I
know
think the servant would expect that at any point with anything that we do. Everything will be dealt with a certain level of suspicion.
The question I have is this pendant that you have, this amulet. Are we safer with it or are we safer to leave it? I suspect we are safer with it.
Would I have had time to attune to that amulet? Because I believe I was handed it
How long does it take to attune to items, DMs?
about an hour.
An hour,
An
I think,
hour.
yeah.
Short rest.
Yeah.
Oh
haven't had
no,
a
we
short
wouldn't have,
rest.
would we? Because
Yeah, we don't have.
no, yeah,
You'd
okay.
have time in the carriage ride to Vallaki, so if you want to have any of this conversation in the carriage with the awareness that Rahadin would be nearby, you can have that conversation.
I suggest you spend time with it in the carriage and we don't speak of it again.
Probably
If it is worth leaving behind, I will escort Alessander, I believe, has the book. The two of us can go to the church and drop them off.
Oh, you'd be more worried about that book than that amulet anyway.
Same here. The book, even if it doesn't have any true power, I think it could hold some personal power. He may not want us to have it. But we should act quickly. The longer we dally around, the more suspicious we will seem.
Yes, we
Well,
should go.
Might it be best just go put it back where it was for now? I mean, it's been there a long time. No one's found it.
We don't have time to go back to Perez.
No, the statue, I mean.
The statue
In
in
Perez.
Perez.
We got a coach.
It would be in the opposite direction. What we can do is we can travel to Vallaki, which is an area we wanted to check on anyway. We can entrust it with people who are, in fact, trusted, get back into the carriage and continue and not be too far from Vallaki. If I remember correctly, Ravenloft towered in the, like, on the horizon from Vallaki, didn't it? We passed it.
Yeah.
B, how far away is that statue? How far would it take to go from where we are?
Took
2 hours?
2-hour walk, so we
How would it
cut that
take
down to an
for-
hour.
How far would it take for a giant eagle?
How much faster is an eagle than a horse?
We walked here, didn't we?
I'm just comparing. If I said it would take half the time with a horse, would it be any? It wouldn't be a huge amount faster with an eagle.
Probably
It's
not.
an eagle, I want to say 120, but I don't have the stats.
The other benefit,
But is
But
the other benefit is that an eagle would be more direct. you wouldn't have to follow the road.
Yeah.
So giant eagle moves 80 feet flying.
It's fast.
So what, 160 if it's doing action dash the whole way?
Okay, you can have 45 minutes.
Could he? How much quicker is the eagle than the horses? Is he going to be able to catch up with us so that we don't have to leave people waiting?
He would eventually.
That's what you would prefer to do, Magus?
I'm just thinking, it doesn't involve no people, does it? If I go hide it back where we found it, then I catch up with your coach. Then no one needs to know where I hid it, and no one found it in all that time.
Or could it be worth considering putting it in your hole in the ground that you're so fond of?
His hole in the ground.
Yes, the hole in the ground in the circle.
That again, that would involve going back to Perez.
Yes, but I'm just wondering if.
Oh, if he can fly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's probably even better because only us know it's there, and there were no spectres around to tell us. That's probably a better idea.
If you get a good feeling from it, Magus, then I must trust it to a certain extent.
We could always just leave it with Godfrey.
That is the other option.
I'm happy to take
We
it.
need to make a decision. We need to make a decision now.
I'm happy to take
Magus,
it.
are you flying or not?
I will fly and take it if you want. Hang on a sec, make sure I've got the slots.
It's one too many giant beavers.
I've got one left. I can fly it there now, and I'll have some time to catch you guys up. So whatever you want, I'm happy to. If you want to leave it here with Godfrey, that's fine, me too. I don't mind, but I think it's the worst thing to take with us anyway. The book. We take the amulet.
No,
too,
I do agree. Also, DM, with the time in the carriage, would we be able to class it as a short rest? Perfect.
The other thing, while we're deciding this, or maybe we decide this first, and I'll bring it up for you before you guys get in the coach. What do you want me to do? Take it, hide it in the hole, in a circle, or are you going to hide it with Godfrey, or are we dropping it off somewhere else on the way?
I personally, and of course you can argue against me if you wish, I think Max taking it and hiding it in his hole is the safest bet. That way we're not going to give off any clues as to where it has been hidden and that it's been hidden at all, and we are not bringing any undue suspicion upon the lackey.
Right. If you pass me the book, sort of like, I'll as you go on the coach, tell the guy I'll catch up, and tell matey I'll catch up, and I'll go do that. But before I go, I just wanted to bring this up because Luca or Ola or you or Sergey or what? Sorry, my friend. Did you want me to call you Sergey?
Cedric, for the time being, is probably the smarter choice.
Well, that's what I was bringing it up. Really, I was a bit worried, like, because do you reckon he'll recognise you? I know you're all stitched up and whatnot, but I mean, enough of you is it looks like his brother. Might that be a problem too?
There's probably an issue in there, but we don't know what happened to Sergey, me. but it might be fine. It's a bridge we're going to have to cross when we get there.
I just thought I'd bring it up. Maybe give
No,
us a thought on the way.
It's already been a concern of mine, and I have already made the decision. I'm willing to take the risk about it.
It's yours to make, my friend. I hope it doesn't endanger you, but I feel happier that I mentioned it. Anyway, I'll away then. I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah, it's probably best you don't tell all of us where you're hiding it, but maybe tell someone.
Oh, all right. I knew where I'm going. I'll pass it here, Alessander, and I'll be off. I'll wait until I go around the other side of the building to change mine.
Probably don't fly directly to where you're going.
I can stay in.
And what are the rest of you doing?
Up the amulet into my shirt so it's out of sight, and then under my little priest collar type thing that I have, and waddle into the carriage. I don't know why I'm using waddle so much today.
I assumed you were referring to his uneven leg length. Rahadin will open the door for you and
It's pretty courteous.
look over you. Where is Magus?
Right, I'll take.
He will
I'll
be meeting us at Valaki.
I'll head
He
round.
has some business to attend to.
So I thought the DM was asking that, not the. Oh, the DM was asking that, not the character. Sorry.
No, sorry, I'm trying to. There. Hello.
Hi.
The master would like all of you at dinner. So, are you sure he will be back?
Yes, he will be returning in time. We wouldn't miss such an engagement. He'll manage to catch up with us, I assure you.
Very
we wouldn't
well.
demonstrate such levels of disrespect.
I am aware he has the ability to turn into creatures faster than my horses. I will take your word for it.
I
And
appreciate your consideration.
with that, he will close the door and you'll be greeted by these lovely, like velvety red plush plump seats. The inside, it's adorned with gold, and you can pull the curtains across at the windows like you're a little celebrity. It's a lovely ride. And you will set off. I can't remember. Has one of you told him you're going to Valaki for 5 minutes? Yes. So he will agree to.
1 second. Are we going to Valaki? Because if Max is doing his thing, do we need to?
Are we meeting Magus at Ravenloft or Valaki?
I thought he would be travelling as the crow flies to Ravenloft, and if he can, he would join us in the carriage so he can have a short rest. That was that's the logistics in my head, but Tom, what were you thinking?
I thought he was just getting to Valaki first and hiding it and then getting in the carriage with us there.
Tom, what are you doing?
Right. Looking at the map now, if you're heading in the direction of Valaki, and I'm going to go back on us for a bit, and I'll just probably, I will go and hide it in the hole, and then I will fly back on myself, follow the road up, and see if I can see the coach. If I see the coach, I'll keep going till I see the coach, and then fly ahead of it, turn back to me, and just hang around on the side of the road so it can pick me up on the way.
Say with you going backwards and then forwards, and them going relatively fast as well, although not as the crow flies, you would be able to reconvene at Valaki.
I shall wait outside the gates of the Lackney for them. Then if I just overtake them slightly, change back to Magus and stood there smoking my pipe.
Okay, so are we just going to have to stop at Vallaki to pick up Magus? We're not actually having to go into Vallaki and draw more attention to it?
Yep.
Perfect.
Doing that to the map.
Oh, me. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how much distance we'd be covering in the carriage. 75 miles thereabouts.
In time for dinner.
And we're going to pass by the windmill.
There are going to be some really tired horses.
They're probably not the kind of horses.
So you're not going into Vallaki, you're just picking him up and continuing.
Yeah.
Very well. And it is a long journey, as we said, approximately 6 hours. Is there anything that you would like to discuss in the carriage or do in the carriage before you arrive whilst I'm putting you on the map?
We need an exit plan. If we are to have dinner with Strahd, we must be prepared for an attack. We must be clear what we are going to do if that happens.
I also believe that given the current circumstances, if we are polite and we follow the rules of hospitality, everything will be okay. Within reason, of course. So, please, can you all try not to offend or show disrespect? And I will be very much keeping eye contact with Olaf as I say that.
I don't know why you think he will be honourable.
There is a certain way with nobility. He will want to show power, he will want to show restraint. He will do that through hospitality. It's as much a set of rules for combat as it is for anything else. You know, chivalry isn't about opening doors, don't you?
The devil will only show restraint when it serves a purpose to him.
And this will serve a purpose to him.
We need to be wary.
Have you ever seen me not be wary?
No, but we need to give nothing away.
Then maybe we should not be having this conversation in the carriage.
You started it.
Actually, I believe it was you that asked the question.
No, I said we need to have an exit plan if it goes wrong.
Yes, in the carriage. That is the start of the conversation. Do you understand how conversations happen?
I don't know if you noticed, but we don't have any other opportunity to discuss this. We have made our bed and now we must lie in it.
Yes, exactly. So we will go, we will be polite, and we will hope to hell we get out of there.
As we're toddling along in the carriage, after a while, Cedric will look out the window and see the windmill, and he'll just point over it. That's eerily familiar.
If you see it, you can remember that moment.
It's when I died, wasn't it? The latest time.
It seems you die a lot, Luca. Cedric?
That's the one. And it seems I do.
You're certainly better at it than I am. I've only half managed it so far. You're on like 2.5, I think.
Probably more. Yeah.
If there is nothing else,
Fast forward.
which map am I activating? That's fine. Eventually, the carriage will bring you to the ominous towers of Castle Ravenloft. You will cross Drawbridge. If you look out over the side, you'll see a chasm which seemingly has no end below. It's difficult to see because everywhere around this castle, around this courtyard where you come into, there is a thick layer of fog swirling around your feet. The closer you get to the castle, flashes of lightning appear in the distance, and you can see that a rain storm is approaching. You come to the keep's main doors, torch flames fluttering either side of them. Rahadin will let you out of the carriage, and he will bid that you follow him. The master appreciates that you may want some time before dinner. I will deliver you to our guest quarters. There will be the option for you to freshen up, have a change of clothes if you wish. I will let him know that you have arrived, and then bring you down to dinner. Is there anything I can do for you before we make our way upstairs?
Not for I. Thanks.
Then please, will you follow me? And in the interests of you guys wanting to potentially scout, I'm going to walk the whole way, and you can follow, or I can take you if you would prefer. So you walk through central doors, come
Game
into
is
a
paused.
foyer. You don't walk through the central doors. You come into a foyer through another set of doors. This great hall is supported by great columns. It's maybe 60 feet up. It's a very high ceiling. There's frescoes that you can't quite make out due to the cobwebs and dust, general aging of the place. It's not a particularly well kept keep. You can see a set of very grand stairs to your east, but Rahadin will take you to the left, the west.
I want to wander off so bad.
I know you do. And if you choose to, please inform me and make your... I will tell you what checks you need to make. Here, Rahadin will point to the doors over here and say, "This is where you will be having dinner. I don't expect you to get lost, but so you're aware of where you need to be." Olav, what you can see in that little alcove is a suit of armor. It is a very grandiose suit of armor. It is red, stained red. You don't see armor that's red, and there are these little veins that seem to be like crystal. They're sparkling, running along the legs, the arms, the torso. You might even say they seem to pulsate a little bit.
That's not right. Hmm.
Can you guys see the things that say to floor 2 and to -1?
No. Those things are
Yep.
invisible to players.
That's annoying.
No, they still work though.
Yeah, but then these stairs go either way, so if you go down, if you hit the wrong teleport, you go the wrong way.
Oh, well, you can unhide them so people can see them. I don't know which way I've gone.
I don't know how to unhide them.
I'm with Jim now.
I'm also with Jim, but did not go there.
That's confusing. Where's Cedric's token?
He's gone with me.
It's here. I can see him on the new map. On the
Not Cedric, sorry, where's the Lysander's token? Can you see, Hazel? Oh, Magus, you're...
I can see, but I can't see my token unless I'm underneath.
You might be
Cedric.
underneath. Yeah.
Oh.
There's Rahadine.
I did mean to open the door. I just
No, that's weird.
Oh,
Oh,
but
okay.
I can see.
That's strange. We'll see what happens on the next floor. So you climb one set of stairs, and I mean, it's happened now. Someone opens a door, and you will see a room full of scrolls and books, and a desk at the center. It's again very cluttered, and at the desk is a spectral figure of this elderly gentleman, and he will look up looking quite confused. Rahadin will say, "If you could follow me, please."
Very well.
I'm just, for the sake of this now, going to put you all... I'll fix the things so you can see which ones to go for, but I'm just going to pull you all cool following the stairs.
Can I just, before we get into anything too in-depth, can I just check? So we would have had a short rest in the carriage, wouldn't we?
Yes, sorry, you can have a short rest.
Please and thank you.
Why can't I see Cedric? It's very confusing. Let's just... This has all gone wrong. Why has this gone wrong?
I'm on spy. I'm in the spires.
Yeah, you should be on floor 3. What happened? Oh, I've worked so hard on this.
I'm in 3 now. I must have gone up 2.
For some reason, my vision follows Olaf, despite the fact my token was. So I saw spires, but my token was on the room on floor 3. Weird.
Olaf, as you are doing a gym. If you peer out from that staircase, you will see another alcove, another set of double doors, very grandiose looking, and a pair of skeletons in very tattered guard uniform. Rahadin will again say, "If you don't mind." You are muted.
Please lead the way.
I assume Matt will tell me whatever it is he wanted to say at some point.
Which way are we supposed to go? This is very confusing.
You're just following the stairs up. The next level is our final stop.
Sorry, I thought we were stopping at this one.
I'm just going to pull.
I do apologise. We're not quite used to buildings that are this grand.
You will get lost if you do not stick to the path.
I've been in a building this big.
Now, at this point, I would ask that you all do not continue upwards. This is where you are staying. This is the guest quarters. I'm going to pull Cedric onto the map because why you're there, I don't understand. Not there, I don't understand. Not Cedric, Alessandria. What's wrong with me?
Oh, I've already been here once, so I was where I was supposed to be. Oh no, more stairs.
No, don't go up the stairs, please.
This castle is made of stairs.
It is a very large castle. So, Cedric, you have found the lounge. Gertruda there will help you. She will show you your change of clothes, your wash area if you wish to, and if you wish to change and wear any of the clothes that we have provided, please just leave them outside. I will remain stationed here, and I will have those washed and dried for you in time for after dinner. Equally, if you wish to wear your own clothes, and he will look at Magus, that is absolutely fine. The master would like it to be comfortable.
Thank you. I was a bit worried you would make me have a bath.
God, I wish I could just pause you all. Right. So, you come out of this spiral staircase into this small hallway. You can see there is another spiral staircase leading upwards from there, which he has asked you not to go up, but he'll do you. There's a lovely fancy rug on the floor, and directly in front of you, before you go through the door to your left, there is a framed portrait of a handsome, well-dressed man that has a very penetrating gaze. You might recognize him as Strahd. Cedric has walked into a lounge. In the time it's taken you to get up here, you can now see through the lattice work windows that rain has started to fall outside. There are ornate lanterns hanging from the ceiling. There are some overstuffed chairs and couches, and sitting on a couch is a beautiful young woman arranging some teacups and saucers. And let me find a picture. Let me no, not find. I've got her picture. Let me show you her picture.
Good day, my dear.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry I haven't finished setting up. Sorry, she seems a bit flustered. My name is Gertruda, and I am so very excited to meet you. I'm so excited to have guests tonight for dinner. Right, based on what Strahd has told me, the one in the armor is Olaf. The one with the pipe is Magus. The handsome one is Alessander.
It's a pleasure to meet you, and there'll be a slight bow.
Which makes use. Who did I leave out? Cedric. And she'll do a little curtsy in return. Would any of you like any tea?
Oh, it sounds lovely, thanks. And don't be worried about new airs about are you okay? Just you're fine.
I don't have airs. I'm trying to learn airs, but I'm not as fancy as this place. She will start pouring tea into saucers and say, "Oh, please sit down, rest. I need to show you. I can't just sit here talking, can I? I need to show you. If you come through here, she will show you the door at the other side of the room. There are some clothes laid out on the bed. I believe they should all fit. And and just through the door there is a little wash basin. There are some fresh towels, and you can freshen up in here if you wish.
Can I just
Tea!
do
Tea!
a
I forgot the tea!
Can I just do a quick perception check for a bowl full of keys?
With your passive. No bowl full of keys.
Okay, just making sure.
If any of you go through to that room, you will see laid out on the bed 3 finely made dinner jackets and 1 military jacket. And the military jacket, you would assume, would fit someone of Olaf's size, and the others, you've got a lovely tall one, a shorter one, and a medium-sized one, which is just right. What? If you look inside, like, there's a really lovely silk inlay in the jackets. They are clearly of the highest quality. There's a couple of chests in the room as well, and a bed. And if you go through the door, you will see a little wash basins, a hairbrush, maybe some pomade if any of you want to style your hair. And
Well,
anyone that
Alexander will. He will have a quick wash because it's been a while. He will do his hair.
it's a whore's
the dinner-
wash, but
Hey, we'll see what we can get. With the dinner jacket, can he leave his blue shirt on and just put the dinner jacket over it?
of course you can.
Or-
You can do whatever you would
then,
like.
and that's what we will go with.
When you walk in, Gertruda she's quite handsy. She'll probably run up to you, like, straight in the corner and go, "You look so lovely. Honestly, I think Strahd might be a little threatened by you. Honestly, you're very handsome. We don't get many blonde people in Barovia. It's exotic, you know?" Oh, I forgot
Oh.
your tea, and she'll force a cup into your hand.
Alexander just looks shell-shocked.
I know I am not meant to get up to too much small talk before we get to dinner, because then I will have already found out everything about you, but I'm just so excited to meet all of you.
You remind me of someone, Gertruda. I don't know who, but you remind me of someone.
Is it somebody that goes...
Yes, probably.
You-
I will need help getting out of my armor. I cannot do it alone, unfortunately. That's why I've
Oh my goodness, I haven't got anyone's armor off, taken anyone's armor off before. You will have to tell me how, but yes, of course, I am at your service.
Right, kind of meant one of the others, but you don't need to. You don't want to see me without my armor on. Trust me. Perhaps
I'll help you, Olaf.
Cedric will help. Yes.
Very well.
I didn't say that to hurt your feelings. It's I have scars and things. You don't want to see them.
Scars.
Yes.
The battles you must have fought in. Oh, I want to hear all about them.
I don't think you do.
No, I really do. She's got really big, wide eyes.
He would not want to offend your sensibility.
What does that mean exactly?
It would be uncouth for people such as ourselves to tell such vulgar tales to a woman of your standing.
I see. Okay, see, I didn't know that, so I really appreciate you telling me.
I just hope I made no offence in doing so. We just
No, not
You
at
would not want to
all. I
upset
don't.
you.
It would
I
be
am.
inappropriate to talk about battles here.
I didn't realize. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. It is just so exciting to me. I don't know anyone like you. I don't know anyone that goes out and fights, you know? Okay. I apologize. Please, let me know if you need anything. Any more tea? Tea? Is there
Can
anything? Yeah,
Can
go on.
I sniff, check the tea somehow? Is it tea? Do I trust it?
Yes, you can do a
A thing?
nature or medicine? How'd you check?
I'm probably not good at either of those.
Yeah, nature or medicine, I would say.
Oh, I'm not terrible at it. 19.
Alessander, you haven't had tea since you've been in Barovia. They don't seem to grow tea leaves here. This is tea.
Like tea as I know it, and not just an approximation.
Tea as you know it.
And there's no poisons and or weirdness.
It smells like tea.
I
You can
drink it.
see the tea.
I've needed this. I drink it. It fortifies him. That's very weird for me to say.
Yeah, I appreciate the RP.
Well, as Cedric helps me off with my armor, you would see Olaf is obviously quite gaunt, and he's still quite muscular, but he's very like someone that's really dehydrated. There's no like body fat or anything, and he's got like he looks like he's been sliced straight through up there, all the way down through his chest, and then stitched back together, a bit like Luca. And it's
Looking a little atrophied.
It's front to back, so it literally like he's been sliced completely down from his neck down through his chest.
It's quite a severe wound, Olaf.
Yeah, there was the killing blow. And I will quickly put the... Davey says I love it shredded. Yeah, dehydrated. Very dehydrated. He will quickly like grab the shirt and the jacket and put it on.
Yeah, it's a perfect fit.
Well,
that's creepy.
It is a somewhat reassuring sign it took such a hefty blow to bring you down.
Well, it was one blow, so perhaps not. It's probably not the place to talk about it. I got this wound here. At least outside.
I'm more than certain he's well aware.
Yeah, he is. That's what worries me.
Luca will give himself a minute to look over the dinner jacket, and he'll stare at it rather intently for a while and just go, I don't really feel like this suits me. And he'll just kind of like toss it back onto the chair, and then he'll go off into the little washroom, and he'll try and like scrub his face and check all the wounds and stitching on his like face and neck area, and then he will pomade his hair so it's all nice and swept back, and it looks a little more like it used to when he first arrived in Barovia, somewhere in between that and how he perceived himself as Sergei from the flashback. And he'll wander back out into the little lounge area. Just shrug. And I suppose I'm ready.
What are we doing?
I can let Rahadin know that you're ready if there's nothing else you want to do to prepare.
Sorry, no, we're ready.
I would like to take a brief moment to tell you, Gertrude, that your enthusiasm is somewhat unsettling.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what I can do.
Don't worry about him. We appreciate your generosity and your time helping us to get ready. You're very well prepared.
Yes, you are incredibly prepared.
Don't worry about that, lass. You're just one of the nicest people we've bumped into in our travels so far. So it's a bit unexpected. That's all. Take it as a compliment. Don't be glum.
Okay then. It is the first time I have shown anyone the castle, and I was really nervous. So yes, I was preparing, all day. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you.
Sorry to go back to what you said before. Did you call the master of the house Strahd?
I didn't, but I feel like that's the sort of thing I should start doing. Yes.
I was just going to ask if he prefers that. I didn't want to be impolite when we go in.
Strahd von Zarovich, maybe.
Yes, actually, Magus raises a good point. How should we address Count Strahd?
I believe the proper way to address him is my lord, or I'm not sure. I'm so used to calling him Strahd. I'm sure he'll tell you himself. He's not he's not a king anymore because this isn't a letter. So he tends to go by lord.
Thank you. I wouldn't know where to start, to be honest. I wouldn't want to annoy him as soon as we start the meal. Bound to do it sometime during the meal, so best start on the best foot, as they say.
I have made so many faux pas during my time here. And he has been absolutely fine with all of them, so I wouldn't worry. I can show you all downstairs, I suppose.
Before we go, I would like to know how much of the castle you have gotten to see in your time here.
Oh, quite a lot of it. Yes, I'm not sure that there's anywhere I haven't explored. I stay in the. He's been good enough to give me the main bedchamber. It's fit for a king, really. It's so lavish. I don't know. I don't know why he's so kind, but yes. Everywhere needs a bit of dusting, but it is all this grand. It is astonishing.
Is there anywhere we just absolutely must see?
Well, the dining hall where you are going now. It is magnificent in itself, but the organ, if you get him to play the organ, oh please get him to play. I love it when he plays. I can't think of anything. Maybe the chapel. I'm sure he'll give you a tour if you ask him.
Going the size of this place, I think a proper tour might take weeks. I never seen nowhere so big.
No, I still get lost.
When, a long time ago, when his family were around, I don't know how more delicately to put that, alive, where would they have stayed in the castle?
I think maybe where I'm staying now, or this is also a guest quarters. I know there are some servants' quarters, some guards' quarters, so not either of those, and those haven't been used for a long time. Well, they don't look like they've been used for a long time.
If I take a cursory look around the room, would I feel that it's familiar?
Yeah, there's sorry, I forget who you are. There's an eerie familiarity about everything that you have seen so far, yes.
But I wouldn't feel like this was where I was staying, or where Sergei was staying.
You know what? I hadn't put thought into it, but potentially, yes.
Well, if I get the slightest hint of this is where I was staying when I lived here, he's going to go back into that bedroom area and he's going to see if he can find one of Sergei's suits.
There isn't anything in the closet.
No, that's a shame.
You will recall there is a very large dressing room somewhere near the main bed chamber that she's talking about. Seems to be talking about.
Would
Did
like.
any...
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
No, you go. I was going to be moving on.
I was just going to have a moment where he goes, I would like to almost request a tour before we go to the dining hall, but that might be pushing his schedule too much.
Yes, just a little bit. I think if you ask him, and if you ask him to let me show you around, I mean, I will tag along either way. Even though I've seen it 100 times now, I am still amazed every time I see all of the amazing nooks and crannies in this place. It is just seemingly endless.
That's probably why it needs dusting so badly.
Oh, it must be a monumental task. I do not envy Helga.
You only have one housekeeper for this whole place.
There is Adam as well.
Yes, it's no wonder it is dusty. A mammoth task.
I am going to ask you, did any of you want to try and go anywhere else, or shall I, to avoid what happened previously, just put you all back at the bottom of the stairs on the main floor?
Try. What I was going to do though is there looks like there's snacks on this coffee table, so I was going to be last out of the room and I was going to pocket a few.
Oh yeah, there's some little biscuits. It's a very British affair.
Definitely having some biscuits when I think no one's looking.
Well, it's more appropriate. Maybe some candied fruit. Fruit in Barovia. That's insane.
Where would it grow? The lemons,
will...
that's about it.
Candied mushrooms.
Like Britain.
Let me... I don't want to keep leaving you random places around the map, so... Oh, it takes so long for every floor to load.
It's because the maps are huge.
Yes, they are so big. I have spent so much time learning them. Let's do a little copy paste.
Is Gertrude out the room now?
No, she will be waiting to take you downstairs.
Okay.
Sorry. Not sorry. It says I've pasted all of you, but you're not there.
Yeah, they'll all be stacked up. So I'm guessing we have no weapons, we have nothing.
You can bring whatever you want. Gertrude will say, the master said the most important thing was that you were comfortable. And if your weapons make you comfortable, if your armor makes you comfortable, we said that was absolutely fine, although it doesn't look quite as nice as you in that dinner jacket.
I will bring my sword with me, but only because it is of special sentimental value. So I will leave it on the side. I will not bring it to the table.
Strahd was a great warrior. Maybe he will be interested to hear about your battles as well.
I really hope not.
She will take you down the spiral staircase. To reiterate, you were on what feels like the 4th floor. Back down to the ground floor level and over to the set of double doors opposite the stairs where you will see Rahdin waiting. He will open up the doors to let you inside. Please be seated where you would like, except the head of the table is the master's place. You will walk into this huge chamber. It's lit by these crystal chandeliers. There are floor-to-ceiling mirrors. There's a massive organ. And in the center of the room, this long wooden table covered with a satin cloth. Places are set. There is china. There is silver. There is a goblet filled with a red liquid at each spot. And there is an aroma of freshly baked bread, and it is coming from some baskets which are placed on the table, and you can see, well, Alessander would probably recognize the whole side plate, the knives going, and forks, depending on course, going further in, and all the little details of nobility.
I will also whisper to Magus that you start on the outside and you work your way in.
Wait of what?
You
What
will
was that,
pass.
Magus?
You will pass a woman with red hair, fair skin, in a plain black dress that looks like she's potentially hand embroidered some of the little bits of colour to the cuffs and the collars, because it's not the best work. And also a man who has, again, quite simple clothes, just a shirt and trousers, long dank hair, and on one side of his face there's just this massive burn mark covering it, and they don't say anything as you enter. At the end of the table, Gertrude will take a seat opposite a stunning woman with white hair, a choker that pretty much takes up the whole of her neck. She is in a really elegant red dress, and she will smile as you enter, but she won't stand up.
Hello.
Good evening.
Well, you must say you folks look very fine.
Why, thank you. My name is Volenta.
I'd be Magus.
Strahd will be along shortly. Please help yourself to bread and wine.
Well, thank you. Bread smells very nice.
If any of you do help yourself to bread or wine, you will see she fixes you with this stare. She is watching you eat just unblinkingly.
Oh, Marcus will grab a piece, take a massive bite out of it, see her looking, and just offer a bit of what he's just bitten out of at her. See if she
No.
wants some too.
Thank you. I cannot eat it. But tell me, what does it taste like?
Warm, kind of comforting, like.
Warm as it tastes.
Aye, can be. Tastes like being wrapped up by the fire and feeling all comfortable, like.
Being wrapped in fire does not seem comfortable.
Not in the fire, by it. You ever sat by a camp at night, all wrapped up in a blanket and feeling warm and nice and ready to sleep? I always think that's what bread tastes like.
I remember. Take another bite.
You don't have to ask me twice.
Yeah, this woman is a little intense. If any of you take a drink almost immediately, that Helga or the woman or the man are there to refill your glasses. Let me find their pictures and show them to you in a. There's the lady.
Do either of them look familiar?
Insight check.
She looks
Do
really
we all get to make the insight check?
Oh. He's seen
Anyone
better days.
looking
I
for
love
familiarity?
We'll let some wine be poured into his cup, but he will just pretend to drink it. He won't drink it, and he won't eat anything.
Inside. Mm.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alessandria, no. And Cedric, probably when you walk in, there is a moment where you double take and you think, Irina? No, it's just a beautiful woman with red hair. But something about the way she styles her hair and the cut of her clothes, it's very...
Well, I haven't met Irina, so I would have had a moment of being like, "Hey, what? Oh, no."
Okay, familiarity then.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with who you are.
Well, I'm not Dawson.
After maybe 5 minutes, all of a sudden, a man will materialize at the head of the table. He is dressed to impress. He has his military jacket on. He has a cape like that goes over the shoulder, and it's like he materializes and the cape flows out behind him, like as if there's an invisible person holding it for him and making it look nice. He's on it.
Of course, out of everybody, Strahd would be the one to have a cloak of billowing.
Yeah, it's that familiar widow's peak, the slicked back hair. He has used some of that pomade, and he will rest his hands on the chair and say, "Good evening."
Magus was sniffing the wine curiously when he appeared. Bugger me! And then looks at Gertrude and says, "Oh, sorry, bugger me, my lord."
When he appears, she probably does a little.
Olaf will
Well-
stand almost out of instinct, some sort of distant military instinct, and then we'll just lower his head slightly and nod.
Alexander will follow suit.
Cedric will also stand, but like stare directly at him the whole time, and not really do much else. He'll probably take a second or two to realise when everyone else has sat down and park his ass.
Welcome, my friends. Please, you do not need to stand. As I'm sure you are aware, I am Count Strahd von Zarevich, Lord of Barovia and Master of this castle. Tonight, you are my guest, and no harm shall befall you whilst you are in my home. I am a man of my word. Adam, please, the first course. And you will see the man and the lady file out. I can't be bothered to move them. I am sure you have already met the charming Gertrude. I'm sure she looked after you. And this is my third wife, Volenta. I hope you don't mind. Sorry, go ahead.
No, we have met, yes. Both are most gracious hosts.
They are indeed.
Thank you for your hospitality, my lord. This bread is rather lovely. I was just explaining to your wife. It's delicious.
I am sure Adam will be flattered to hear that. He made it himself.
Oh, he's a talented young man, isn't he?
He. You will look a little nervous.
With respect, my lord, I am confused why you have invited us here. Why you have any interest in us at all.
For the mere pleasure of your company. And maybe to learn a little more about those who have had an influence on my realm. Well, perhaps I misspeak on that. I know a great deal about you already, but suffice to say, I am eager to hear each about you in your own words. I am sure you have not experienced comforts such as this in the time that you have been here, so please enjoy your dinner. Excuse me and my wife if we do not partake. At some point, Adam and Helga will file back in with one of them probably carrying a huge platter full of bowls and the other one placing them in front of you. There is this really fragrant aroma coming from it. Out of all of you, who would you tell me based on your characters' backgrounds. Some of you might recognise what's in front of you to be a lobster. It's
Yep.
sat in a soupy liquid. It's a lobster bisque. It's only a small portion, so Alessander, you'd realise this is probably the entree, the starter.
There's some sort of insect.
It's a crustacean. You get them in the lake.
Looks like almost like a massive scorpion thing, but good eating scorpions. So
know.
looking forward to this.
Yeah, do you mind, Magus, do you mind eating mine as well? I cannot really eat very much. My stomach, since I was brought back, is the size of a walnut, so I need to pace myself. I might manage a bit of the main, but I can't. If I eat the entree, that's it, I'm done. I won't get any dessert.
What sort of friend would I be if I didn't do as he asks? I shall
Thank
do my
you.
best.
Try and make it look, just like when no one's looking, just take it off my plate. Or finish yours and then we'll swap them. Thank you.
Sounds like a plan.
You seem to be the most eager to eat, Magus. You will notice Valenta just... Yeah, she's taken to just staring at you. Just so you're aware.
Magus is not entirely sure what Alessander tried to tell him as he sat down. So he's just picking out the bits of lobster with his fingers, and then he'll pick up the bowl and just from the bowl.
There's a look of horror on Alessander's face that, considering all the looks of horror he has had, this is a new and unique fear that he did not realise he had. But you can see, like, he's trying to politely, like, use the correct spoon, and he's just kind of every now and then just looking at Magus, grimacing, and then just very intently staring at the bisque.
The bowl goes down on the table. Magus looks at Alessander, grins, wipes his mouth with his sleeve, and then burps.
And then I will swap
Alessander's
my
just-
bowl with his, which is still full.
Alessander's just staring down, and there's just a slight tremble to his shoulders. You can't tell whether he's about to cry or laugh.
And whilst everyone,
Magus, this could be the first time I've seen him laugh. But he may cry. I've seen that before, sadly.
Do you say that out loud?
No, I just whisper it to Magus.
If my passive is enough to just hear that Olaf's talking, even if I don't know exactly what it is, Alessander will look up at Olaf and there's just a single tear.
I really hope it's a laughing one.
whilst all this chaos is going on, Cedric would probably have looked down at the bowl and like reached out to grab a knife and fork and had like a bit of a momentary like nervous little shake in his hands, and then just kind of go, oh, never mind, and just like sit back down and just kind of like stare down at the bowl for a bit and just kind of like wait for it to disappear.
If you look at Alessander, he is very carefully using a spoon. He's trying to give you all the correct kind of information. It's a soup.
Well, I don't know what lobster bisque is. I don't like seafood.
Do you know, with hindsight, this is probably what we should have talked about in the carriage. I mean, I don't get why there are so many forks and different spoons. It's just ridiculous. When I was serving, I had like one spoon and it was also a fork.
Oh,
Like
you're
some
supposed to
kind
use
of-
these things to eat with?
Well,
Oh,
yeah, they called it a spork, I believe.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds like some kind of spork.
Yes,
Well,
it
you
is.
just make
Yes, a
sports
spork.
canon in Barovia.
In the military, yes.
Whilst all this is going on, Strahd will probably look very amused. Um,
I'm a very awkward man. I'm much more fond of a knork. It's like a knife and a fork, where you just pulverize your food in half.
I'm not sure how that would work.
So you just
But
use the
the-
edge of the fork to.
But
Ah.
there are forks specifically designed for that, and he'll find like the fourth fork in. I can't remember exactly what it's for, but it has got a sharpened edge to like one of like the outer prong, so that you can.
I'm
See?
not sure we.
Is it
I'm
good to
not sure we
say?
could get Cedric
I'm
one of
not
those.
posh enough to be the posh person.
He already has many facial scars. I think a sharpened fork would just be a risk too far.
These weren't self-inflicted, or like.
No, I know, but a sharpened fork. It just sounds. Your dexterity. You're still working on it. You're still a
Yes,
little.
I would hate
stiff,
to
and-
accidentally cut the stitching and flay my own face.
It's a wonder that no more people have scars with putting all these knives and things near their faces. I just figured these shiny things was presents.
and indeed, you may keep them if you wish, maggots. I apologize if I have been a little overzealous in our presentation this evening. We do not often have guests. It is amusing for us to be able to host like this. Gertruda has not seen a table laid like this before. And Alessandre, I expect this is a little taste of home.
Just no, thank me, my lord. You must forgive me if I'm a bit crude, but I mean, this food is delicious, and I'm not sure I've ever sat at a table before, let alone used all these knives and forks and stuff.
To
So
be fair, you haven't used the knives and forks yet either.
this is
Give it a
true.
go. Give it a go. Try it. No, you have to hold them the other way
I
around.
wouldn't trust myself near my mouth with those sharp things, if you don't mind. I think it's safer I carry on as I am. If it don't offend thee, my lord.
It does not offend me. Gertruda will pop up and say, if you want me to help, like, cut up, well, you can't really cut up the lobster, but I can help.
Oh, you are a kind lass. Don't you worry yourself. Do you want some?
I've got my own, thank you.
My lord, she's such a lovely little girl. Where did you find her?
I did not find her. She found me. Didn't you, Gertruda? Well, yes. I suppose I did. I came here. I'm from Barovia, from the village. And she'll sort of look to Strahd as if for permission, and he'll nod. I did not get along with my family, and Strahd kindly gave me a home here.
I'm sorry to hear that you had problems at home, lass. I'm glad you found your way.
How long have you been here, Gertruda?
Maybe 2.5 weeks. Not long at all, but
So
Strahd said I could stay as long as I wish. I can make this my home, even.
You may then have still been in the village of Barovia when we passed through. Or, well, when I passed through, should I say.
Maybe. I don't remember any talk of strangers. That sort of thing gets around this small village.
Yeah, we moved through very quickly.
Then again, if there were people in town, my mother probably wouldn't have told me, so maybe yes, I don't know. But I'm meeting you now, and that's what matters. While you were eating, Strahd will at some point say, as I cannot indulge, I wonder if you might indulge me for a moment to give you a little history of Barovia. Taking that as a yes. This land was once called Serenos, a land over which my family ruled, until a people called the Delmorans invaded. At the time, my grandfather was sick, and they took advantage of that and exiled us from our home. They were cruel people, ravaging and demolishing villages to rebuild in their Delmoran vision. And my father, Barof von Zarovich, he made it his mission to take back our homeland. In the decades that passed, we reunited the noble families that had also been exiled, mounted forces, until I was in place to fight for our land. And so I did. And when I did, sadly my father had passed by this time, but it is after him that I named the place Barovia, for Barov von Zarovich, the land on which you stand today.
Hmm.
The
And
abyss.
the castle you named after someone, I believe, if I remember my history.
Very good, Olav. The castle is named for my mother. Ravenovia. I've written it down somewhere, but I don't remember where.
Ravenovia, yeah.
Ravenovia, yeah. It's when we took back the land. We hired the people here to help us build, and after 4 years, we finally had Castle Ravenloft. It is an architectural marvel. What was here before, a mere fortress, cannot hold a candle to this. If you like, I will take you on a tour after our meal.
This is not meant to be no offence, my lord, but I was just saying to Gertrude that a tour of this place could take weeks. It's the biggest building I've ever seen.
It is very large. I will not take you to every single room. I'm sure you do not want to see storage cupboards. But some of the finer areas, if you are interested.
I think that would be fine. I don't know about my friends.
I think it would, and I'll look at Alexander, I think it would be rude to decline your offer of a tour to see your
Yes,
fine house that your family built.
I will nod at Olaf and be like, yes, it would be an honour and a privilege to have such a tour.
Oh, good. I knew he would take you on a tour. I'm coming to. Can I show them Can I show them the audience hall? It's so grand. Yes, of course you may. Well, if it makes Gertrude happy, then we are definitely doing the tour. And the man and woman will take away your bowls. Once they are finished, they will wait for Magus to finish his assumably third bowl, and then they will file in with a large platter of a large platter, yeah, where there is a joint of beef, and they will serve it out onto your plates. They will go around the whole table, and then they will do the same again with some greens. And then they will do come round each of you with a little pot and ask if you would like. Well, they don't ask. They sort of gesture with the pot over the plate.
Is that horseradish? Do you have horseradish? The horseradish is one of the few things I can still taste.
The man who is stood over you will say, "No wine, gravy. I can look."
No, it's fine. I don't. No, it's fine. But very small slice. It's 1 spoon of vegetables only. Thank you. And I still have plenty of wine.
He will do as you say. And you just haven't smelt smells like this in such a long time. You don't think you've seen a cow in the time that you've been here. This is
Should we be suspicious?
Very suspicious.
You may make checks if you wish.
She, like, the girl is from the town where children were being made into pies. So, by the way, how old does Gertrude seem?
Gertrude does have a very young look about her. It's hard to say. I know how old she is. I know how old she'd probably come across. She'd probably come across 17, 18.
Okay, and does Strahd seem fatherly towards her or creepy?
Insight.
I'm not good at insight. Why do I ask these questions?
We already know the answer anyway.
He seems amused.
I don't get that. I just don't know.
I'm not liking this.
I do not like this. It seems like a
Seems like she's, yeah. So, I will eat a tiny bit of the food, but mostly I will move it around the plate. You know, where people chop it up and just like spread it out so it looks like they've eaten some. But I will eat a little bit.
Olaf, Cedric, I apologize. I know what you are and did not think. As I said, I was a little overzealous. I am not offended if you don't eat. Please, your friend Magus seems very hungry.
As he's saying this, I'm in the process of swapping over my plate with Olaf's with my mouth full. I turn and say, "Please don't apologise."
I can eat a little. Yes, fine, Magus. Yeah, I just don't need to, and I cannot taste anything unless it is very spicy or horseradish. For some reason, horseradish.
Oh wait, no. Valenta will come up with this. Tell me, is there a food that you miss most of all?
Actually, miss roast beef most of all, but you have served me it, so thank you. Sadly, I cannot taste it.
It is almost an insult to give you something that you miss but cannot enjoy.
Well, you cannot know everything about me, can you? So it is fine. There is no insult. I will look at Alexander make eye contact as if I'm checking that I'm saying the right things.
Quick look at Strahd. Strahd's not reacting badly, right?
No.
Then back to Olaf. Slight nod.
That boy got a poker face.
And
I bet he does.
I don't need to eat now, but the experience alone sometimes is worthwhile. Though I'm in a similar position to Olaf, my sense of taste is somewhat diminished. Perhaps not to the same extent.
This is Valenta, by the way. I can't put beards on.
I keep hearing polenta. I'm really sorry. My brain.
I haven't had polenta in such a long time, and it is
know.
really lovely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You said polenta, and I heard placenta.
Oh,
I have not had that.
But that's her name in my head now. If Snitch was here, that's what he'd be calling it.
Lenta
Hazel,
chips.
my foodie friend, we need to talk about polenta because that was a reaction.
I'm not a polenta fan. I've not had it very often.
It's grainy, isn't it? So I can see the texture.
I think it's a texture thing, but
I like
I've had
polenta.
it only maybe once or twice, and only as I was getting into food. So we may need to revisit it. Yes,
You
I
need
think
to
it's
can be
just the
convinced with most
idea of
things.
a starchy side that isn't potato. It's familiar and then it's surprising.
Yeah, but we know I fucking love potato.
Oh yeah, potato is king, but you know.
Everybody loves potato.
Honestly,
Yeah, like-
polenta cut slim with some smoked paprika and then fried as chips is amazing.
Yeah, that's how I like it. Fried as chips. It's good. You get it in like tapas restaurants sometimes.
Okay, well,
You
we've
can get a very
we've
small
now got a
portion.
mission.
We'll shelve this. Revisit this at a later date.
I'm sorry, but you got me and
Good
V like
tangent.
at a dining table. Like we cannot help it.
This is canon now. Gertruda's there going, polenta sounds amazing.
Nice. Well, sorry. Before we were interrupted, Valenta.
Nope, it's gone.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, no, I remember what I was going to say. Isn't it strange the way that undead, not like you and I, the more...
I will look surprised at how openly they just said that. I mean, to be fair, my heart
Fellow.
still beats, just only about 10 times a minute.
But we have known the kiss of death. It is something we share in common.
True.
It changes a person. But isn't it funny the way that certain undead, such as the more feral kind, seem to hunger for meat, for flesh, but assumedly they taste like you and I. It tastes of nothing. I wish I could know why they do that.
I think I know why they do that. They hunger to be alive. And so
You
they
wouldn't
consume the living.
consume. That does not make sense to me.
Well, you are a thinking creature and they are on life. They are a sliver of what they were. They are
They do seem
mindless.
without thoughts, yes.
So they seek out life, and because they cannot be alive, they destroy it.
Perhaps I gave them too much credit. Perhaps it is that simple.
What do I know? I am just an uneducated soldier.
Perhaps you do not give yourself enough credit.
No, I can barely read, and I am not good at philosophy and all of these intellectual pursuits. I did not become a soldier because I was an intellectual. And I will look at Alexander again.
Intellect and wisdom are very different things, don't you think?
They are. I don't think I have much of either.
Boy. Well, there's a saying there is that
Mm.
intelligence is knowing that tomatoes is a fruit, and wisdom is not putting them in a fruit salad.
I've not heard that one.
Nor have I.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't know.
surprising.
Salmagus is the wisest of the group.
Yeah, I've never made a fruit salad, so I would. I could have fell for that. I might have done that if I hadn't known.
I didn't want to seem impolite, but I am surprised at how much truth there is in what you just said.
Well, I will just say, and please, I don't want no one be offended. I know that there's plenty on this table that seem to wish otherwise, but anyway, if it means I'm able to sit here and eat, look at Adam, this man's lovely food, I'm happy to be alive right now, and I thank you for it.
Well, you are very welcome.
I
Olaf
can't.
will just see Alexander taking some deep breaths.
I can't deny that seeing Magus eat all of this and enjoy it so is uplifting. It is a pleasure. He does so make the most of every moment of life. Something I wish I had done when I was alive.
It is easy to forget to cherish such small pleasures.
Yeah, it is very easy to do when you are more focused on injustice and Olaf will just trail off and stop talking.
Tell me, Olaf, how much do you know of the history of your order, of the Almost Inquisition?
Oh, sorry?
How much do you know of your order?
Wonder if you've got me confused with someone else.
I know that you wandered purposefully into my land. I have known one other do that once, and it was a member of the Almost Inquisition. I wonder if you have met him, Villainous.
Perhaps. What does this person look like? I may have met them. I'm trying to be deceptive here. Just for your information.
Would you like to roll a deception?
Sure. That's not going to beat a Strahd, is it?
He's not the most insightful boy. He's not an insightful boy.
Wow. Wow. He's
I'm
still
su-
wiser than me.
I'm surprised by how little you know about your own order.
I think they are the people that did this to me. Brought me back from the dead. But I have not seen any of them since I entered your lands.
It is a funny thing, you see, the myths. There is no rhyme or reason to them. They pick and choose poor unfortunate souls. And I do not know why or how, but I do know when someone walks in. Tell me, Olaf, why did you come here?
I was seeking information and knowledge. Came here with a unit of soldiers. You know why I came here.
The first time you were with soldiers. The second time is what I'm referring to, when you came here alone, assumably knowing there was no way back.
I will just meet his gaze and hold it. To meet you, of course.
And
And
What
now
do
I
you-
have.
I hope I do not disappoint.
You are a gracious host, my lord. Sorry, shouldn't read chat.
Agus, I have been wondering, you are clearly Barovian born. Where have you been hiding all this time? I did not notice you until you started walking around with these fine folk.
Alas, my lord, I wish I knew. Last I remember was bumping into these folks too.
That's unfortunate.
I am. I think you're right though. I am of this place. I. Funny thing is, I bump into things and I seems to know them, but I don't know how or why, and otherwise I can't recall them. So I don't really know what to tell you.
There is no right answer. Valenta will pipe up. I would be very interested to see inside that brain of yours. To have memory loss but then instant recollection, it's difficult to imagine.
Well, I can't describe it. Magus is sort of staring back at Valenta, a little bit unnerved by the look inside your brain comment. Not quite sure how to take it.
You don't remember anything.
No, not for long. I was around a little bit before I bumped into these folks, but I just remember the woods. There was me wandering in the woods for a bit, playing with the creatures there, wandering around, and then I bumped into these folks and had an adventure.
Perhaps you were one of the forest folk and something happened to you. You know the ones of which I speak. You met them at Yestigal.
There may be as be. I can't say.
And Alessander, you're of noble blood, correct? Rutan.
Yes, somewhat lowly, but we do have some land and some trade agreements.
So business, not just titles.
It would seem it's mainly titles from business.
I see. And forgive me asking, I'm merely interested. We likely have similar backgrounds. Were you the firstborn?
No, my lord. No, I was not. Very unlikely that I will inherit much, if anything, from my family.
I'm sure you will be well looked after. But still, it means you get to avoid the pressures of inheriting your father's estate, having to do exactly what he did. You have more choice.
I do not know exactly how nobility works within Barovia, but there are familial expectations that I will be expected to uphold. Maybe not within the business, but I think my life is somewhat planned out for me. If I am capable enough.
I understand. I was expected to retake my father's land. As the firstborn, as the secondborn, Sergei had a lot more freedom. And he'll look at you, Cedric.
Staring straight back at him.
Well, I wonder if maybe the way in which business works means that there needs to be more people involved. There's not just the one heir. I have a brother who will take on the business. I have another brother who will take on the land. My mother will do her best to marry off my sister, and I will pick up whatever pieces are left.
You do not sound close with your family.
I love them dearly.
We know the expectations that are upon us, born into families like ours. It does not mean they love us any less, it's true. But the relationship is always a little different, isn't it?
I've not witnessed many other relationships. I only really know of home and of this group. You would probably call me sheltered.
Oh, at that, Gertrude will say, "You are not sheltered. I am sheltered." She'll look at Strahd again. I had not left my family home until 2 weeks ago.
How long have we been in Barovia?
About 2 weeks.
2.5-ish, maybe? Or like, yeah. So, yeah, if it is 2.5. Well, it may come to surprise you then that I only left my family home about 2 weeks ago.
Your parents locked you away as well?
Locked away sometimes, yes, actually. I was not always the favourite, and sometimes I got into trouble, and therefore it was easy to just keep me at home.
Say you love them. Sorry, this is
Yes, I
the proper
love
thing
my
that you were
family.
saying.
It is okay
Insight
to ask
check.
questions.
Who are you
Who are
inciting?
you inciting?
I'm inciting Alessanders. Yes, I love my family.
Okay.
He does, and she's called Ellie.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he's doing it so he can be as truthful as possible. Yeah, he's being truthful. There is a hint of deception to it, but the words are true. His family, who he classes as family, he loves dearly.
Gertrude, your family locked you away. Why? If it's not too personal a question.
My mother said. My mother said that it was dangerous outside for many reasons. Wolves, men in general, specifically this man who is being incredibly kind to me. So yes, she was wrong.
Maybe not wrong on all counts, though. It sounds very much like she cared for you and just wanted you to be safe.
She probably cared for me so much she was essentially
A
strangling.
vice around your throat?
Yes,
Yes, I can understand that. And parents do not always treat their children the way that they should, but more out of fear and hope for their own safety. I am not asking you to forgive your mother, but maybe try and view her with some kindness, more for yourself than for her. It's a heavy weight to carry.
People that are in pain tend to give that pain to others without realizing.
And you are so bright. You would not want to see anything snuff out your spark.
I am sure there is a lot of wisdom in everything that you say, but this is a dour subject and not one for the dinner table. So, Olaf, I know you wouldn't tell me about the battles that you've been in, but now that Strahd is here, can I, what sort of monsters have you fought?
We did actually fight a huge sea monster. Well, it was more of a lake monster. In the lake, it was huge. It ate a cleric, I believe, and because I no longer need to breathe very much, I actually was able to sink to the bottom, and I walked for a half a mile on the bottom of the lake. It was very boring.
So badass.
No, it was boring. Pretty dull down there. You can't really see very much, but we did. Alessandra was there. Cedric was there. No,
I was
Cedric
not.
was
I
dead
have not met you yet.
by then. But yes, we killed the great sea beast. It was large. I believe the corpse is still there. If Lord Strahd would let you leave one day, you could go and see it.
It was very
we'll
impressive.
take you to see it.
It is probably rotting at the bottom of the lake, but Gertruda is free to leave whenever she wishes.
Is she? That's good to know.
Insight check.
I know, Gertrude,
Well,
that
I've watched it.
fighting sounds exciting to you, and it's, the stories make it sound heroic and mysterious and romantic even, but the reality is not so. I have seen 19 of my good friends die, and I am the last of them. Battles are not filled with glory, they are filled with sorrow. I'm a really dour individual, aren't I? I just realized I'm like hearing myself for the first time.
Trying to change the subject so it was not so dour. I wanted the exciting stories, not the sad ones.
We did kill some strange plant creatures that were like spiny and poisonous, that were hindering the grapevines, stopping the production of wine. We might not have this wine if it was not for that fight. Magus was there.
And can there be a greater evil in the land than stopping the production of the wine?
You are clearly heroes.
I'm not so sure. Oh, we didn't tell you about the werewolves. Have you ever seen the werewolf?
The what?
Werewolves. Like men and women that when the moon is full, they turn into wolves. And sometimes they turn into something halfway in between the two.
I thought those were just stories.
Oh no.
No.
I was actually there for that one.
We
And
actually
they were all still alive.
We befriended some, and we
They
made
were-
peace with them.
They were much like other folks. Some was nice, and some were not.
Some were dicks.
Most of them were dicks.
Language.
Sorry.
I wish I could have seen all of these things. I may still yet. I don't know that I could fight them. I would like to see them from a safe distance.
Well, there are. Maybe on one day we'll take you to see one, because we know some. They are. We have made peace with them.
I would love that.
You should.
She'll look
you
at Strahd and he'll just nod.
as soon as you wish. As soon as you wish. I cannot think what other
Thank you.
creatures we have fought.
Everyone that I have met ever since I have left my home has been so kind. Difficult to understand why I was locked away for so long, but we were moving on from that.
Well, I always thought you get back what you give into this world, lass, and you are a ray of sunshine.
I think I might cry. Oh, you were so lovely.
Have you ever met a were-raven? They are quite exciting. A bird person.
The people in this room are about all the people that I have met. There's a couple more, and that's it.
I'm confused why we keep meeting all these things then. Seems like no one meets them. I really
And
can't.
that's what adventurers do. They go looking to slay monsters.
We are not looking for this.
We
This
just
was
want to...
never meant to be.
I was hoping, Lord Strahd, that you might know how the mist works so that these good people can go home, but you said yourself that you know when people come in, but I always thought you controlled them. But you
That
don't.
is a question I expected you to ask, and a common misconception. The mist trapped me here. Why would I have the power to let anyone else out if I can't get out myself? There is a greater power in the mist. The thing which cursed me, and in turn cursed this land.
What was that thing, my lord?
Yeah, what cursed you and why?
I am not entirely sure. I heard a voice several times in my mind. It told me to go to the Amber Temple, that I would find what I sought there. So I did. Eventually, the noise became deafening. What do you know of the Amber Temple?
I know nothing of it.
All right.
Long, long ago, it was a place where mages would protect powerful forces, well, protect others from powerful forces by locking them away there. But some mages are not powerful enough. Over time, those forces still manage to influence them, corrupt them. There are things in that temple still bound to it in some way, but trying to get out. The one that spoke to me, it was trying to get out.
Did it?
I've
He'll
heard
look at you
whispers.
with his fangs bared. What do you think?
Some of the dead whisper to me about an amber room. One of them has burning eyes and horns. Whispered of the amber room, but that is all I know.
So if you go there, you will find something to enlighten you. Perhaps you will find a way out. Because unfortunately, I cannot give that to you. Or you may find death.
And if we found a way out, would you find a way out, Lord?
If you found some way to escape this place and wish to share it with me, I would very much want to hear it.
So is that the reason for this dinner? You wish to tempt us with this temple?
There are many reasons. I did want to get to know you. I wanted to know whether you wanted to leave. Thought I could help you leave. Thought killing me would help you leave. I am no fool. I also wish to give you more accurate information.
I am aware I cannot kill you, Lord Strahd. I saw what you did to modern Canaan. I saw what you did to my men and women.
Understand, Olaf. When confronted, I will fight back. But I had
Yeah.
great respect for Mordenkainen. He was a magnificent mage.
He was. He convinced us he could beat you, but he was wrong. He was very wrong. That is not why I'm here. I am cursed like you, and I have souls of all of those that died, and a few more, but not more than Canaan. They are stuck to me like a mud to my boots. And they cannot leave the mists any more than we can, and I wish to see them freed. That is why I'm here. I do not wish to be tormented by them any longer. I'm sure, Lord Strahd, you understand the pain of endless torment that unlife brings.
Indeed. And the pain of losing men I have fought alongside. We need not be enemies, you and I. We both seek the same thing, a way out.
We do.
I have been back to that temple several times, looking for a way out. There is a mage there, an old friend, once an advisor, but he made a bargain with another power in that temple, different to mine. Became an undead, different to me, and he no longer knows himself. But he protects that temple and anyone that dares attempt to steal knowledge from it. We have fought many, many times, often to our death. But alas, our dark patrons return us to our own lives, so I have struggled to investigate it like I would wish to. If you go to this temple, his name is Exithanther. Perhaps you can reach him in a way I have not been able to.
So that you can go free.
And you, my friends, I did have other things I wished to discuss. I understand you have my book. It is essentially a diary. A diary is a very personal thing, and I had secreted it away because I did not want it to be read. I would greatly appreciate it if you could return it to me.
I don't have your book, Lord Strahd. Not even very good at reading. Would take me a week or two to read such a, I'm sure, rich history that you have. But I assure you I don't have it.
None of you have it.
We do not.
I
No,
have
my
it.
lord.
I don't read, even if I did.
How disappointing. How much have you read?
I have read a chapter so far.
And this is not about the book. This is about you. How much do you remember?
Very little.
Let us address the elephant in the room. You wear my brother's face.
I do.
Most of it.
Rather uncalled for, Olaf.
I
Yeah,
have
my-
seen
Sorry, go.
Tatiana reincarnated over and over again, but in almost 4 centuries I have not seen your face. Tell me, how can that be?
I don't know. I have memories of entering, or I have been told I entered the mists from outside.
I felt it. But you don't remember what you were doing outside the mist.
I don't. I had apparently described being deposited at a church as a child.
Do you remember me?
I remember you through Sergei.
Same way you remember this castle?
I have very few memories of the castle. It's more just deja vu.
The same way you remember Irina.
That is moments of familiarity with a few things.
What is familiarity? What is that feeling?
Recognition. Seeing something and knowing you've seen it before. Or knowing it meant something to you. It means something.
But that feeling is no different between you recognizing me and you recognizing Irina.
At present, no. The only memory I have between us so far is I was imploring you to leave the castle and talk to the people of the valley. And I first told you about meeting someone called Tatiana.
Interesting. I would love to know what happened to you. I do not like not knowing. But you don't seem to know very much. You don't remember your past lives. You don't remember how you came to be Magus. You don't remember where this book is that I know you have read, if only a chapter. I feel like we could work together, but you are not giving me any information. You are guarded. And I understand why. I know what people say I am, and I have brought you to show you that is hearsay. Myth, legend, rumors. They all hold so much power. But then you actually meet the monster you are hunting.
How do you propose we work together then?
Investigate this temple.
And what do you
Find
offer?
this dark power that's corrupted me and find a way of destroying it. What do I have to offer? I have wondered what I could offer you. If you are unsuccessful, obviously I am the lord of this domain, and your time here, although trapped, will be comfortable. You will be under my protection. Like the Vistani, you will have the choice of the treasures from my vault. If you are successful, I suppose your reward is your freedom. But a peace offering beyond this dinner. I am aware there is some bad blood between you and 3 witches.
I've not met these witches, but I understand the others have.
I understand you attacked them in their own home and burned it down, but they also killed a member of your party and plagued another with nightmares. I do not usually get involved in personal disagreements, but if you require an olive branch, as a man who understands how unhealthy it is to hold a grudge, I could share their whereabouts with you, should you wish to confront them.
I will look to Alexander, who's probably the only one that remembers them.
I remember.
Flashes, yeah. Have been killed.
Alexander will just be staring at Cedric throughout the whole, as soon as the hags were mentioned.
The hags threat to children is more of a concern to me than grudges. I'm not a vengeful man. I don't care that they killed me. But they are
I
killing
care.
children.
I care that they harmed my brother, or some assimilation of him.
Sometimes, Cedric, anger is the right reaction. Anger is the righteous reaction, and revenge is the logical reaction. He who turns the other cheek will find themselves dead in a land like this.
To counter that, the only adage I remember from before I came into the mists was the phrase, an eye for an eye and the world goes blind.
And we learn to fight with our eyes closed.
That is the problem, isn't it? They can disappear. They are not trapped like you and I. How can I exert any force as lord of this domain over them when they have more freedom than me myself? They have been allowed to wander Barovia for long enough. You
Alexander,
have.
I think Alexander should decide what we do about these, because Cedric, it seems, is taking the path of peace, which I respect, but I disagree with.
I'm taking the path of peace in regards to their murder of myself, not in regards to their killing of children.
Of course, but Alexander, it is your friend they cursed, and it is your friend they killed.
I believe that they are our problem to deal with. Much as you say, my lord, it's a personal matter and a personal grudge. And I would not trouble you with such a request.
I debated what I could possibly offer you. And from what I see from the time that you have been here, you have fought to save lives in Vallaki, which we can address separately if you wish. I'm aware of what happened. In Kretsk. You are running around like sheriffs of this town, so why not take up that employment?
We're just trying to find our way. And I'm sorry for the disruption that we've caused. We've only done what is being asked of us by people in need. We've not been here long. We've not yet learned the ways of this place.
But in that short time you have shown me, perhaps that is what this place needs, a sheriff. A guard. I have been so caught up in my own affairs in the past few centuries. I stopped leading a very long time ago. It is honestly of no interest to me. My interest is in escaping. If you, however, are interested, which you seem to be, we can help each other with that, and potentially with escaping. You do not have to make any decisions now. Whilst we
It is
are...
thought-provoking offer, my lord.
Whilst I have addressed briefly the matter of what happened in Vallaki, I would like you to know that I was not aware of the plan. Ludmilla, although the eldest of my brides, and very smart, very powerful, she needed to flex her muscles a bit. I am not condoning what she did at all. And Strahd here as well was involved. And as a result, that's why they are not here at this dinner. Please be assured they have been reprimanded for their behavior.
Have you seen much of Darzin lately?
He parted ways with you in Kretz.
Yeah, he parted ways with you much earlier, I believe.
You sassy little fucker.
Yeah. Get in all your jabs, Matthew.
I won't deny that Darzin was one of my lovers.
Well,
I
mean,
may
he
not
was
be hot-blooded in the traditional sense, but I enjoy carnal pursuits as much as any other man.
he is a handsome elf, I cannot deny.
And, the more I got to know him, there was something perhaps you are beginning to understand a little of, Olav. In how long I have been alive, Darzin had been alive almost as long. There is not just a boredom, but a loneliness that comes with that. Someone that understands how it is to see so much pass before your eyes, and yet you endure.
To see everyone you love die.
Exactly.
Yes, I know this feeling.
You know, this is my home. However much I want to escape it, after 400 years I have had more than enough. But this was not home for Darzin. He was like you. He didn't choose to be here. And although my understanding is that the Vistani made them comfortable like one of their own, he always was aware he just was not a Vistani. He was so singularly lonely in this way. I felt for him.
Yes, I was a bit unkind to him when I met him, and I regret that. I saw the same loneliness as you after a time. I think everyone here has it. And if they don't, they will. I'm going to take that glass of wine that I've had there all night, and I'm just going to knock it all back.
And on that note, Gertruda will just poke her head into the silence, the awkward silence, and go, and we've gone particularly dour again, so I think now would be a good opportunity to take a little walk around the castle, and then maybe we can have dessert in the other dining chamber. We could have a dance. Oh, please, can we have a dance? Whatever you wish, my love. And it's 10:10. Shall we end?
We shall.
I love that juicy RP. Give me more. Yeah.
I'm
It
very
was
happy Dawson came into the conversation. Thank you, Matthew.
That was,
You're welcome.
yeah.
It was just a way of getting some digs in. No
Thank
swords.
you.
No swords allowed, but you know.
I didn't say no swords allowed. You're more than welcome to try.
No, thank you.
I need a weapon. I'm a cleric. I am the weapon.
See the weapon, be the weapon.
Nobody
How
questions.
about starting?
Oh dear.
We lost to Jimothy.
Oh, he's back.
Yes, my internet has picked the end of the stream to start playing up, thankfully.
Yeah, it was well timed.
Yeah, very well.
Right.
Very fortuitous for a fucking change.
That was nice. Thank you, Veronica. It was very good.
Thank you very
everyone.
much.
Thank you for playing my game of cat and mouse. We shall resume it on Monday.
Yes. Yes. And on that note, I shall stop the stream. Anyone that's still here, bye-bye. Thanks for watching.
No.
I think we might be back Sunday and Monday, but I'll... Sunday's Icewind Dale, Monday's Curse of Strahd. Soon. Sorry, hit my mic. Night, Davey. Night, anyone else that's in chat. I can't actually see at the moment. So
Bye!
bye. Still haven't pushed the button. Keep going, bye.